G'day and welcome to the Investor Motivation Podcast. My name is Rod Gowdy and today I've got...
Rach Todman.
Good.
How you going?
And I think I said Rod Gowdy. It's Rob Gowdy.
Oh gosh.
Forgetting my own name.
That's not a good start. Do you want to start again?
No, not at all. Let's roll with it. Thanks for joining us, Rach, as usual. One of the key drivers to making sure this stuff happens, who books in the diary and puts the time aside. Thank you, Rach.
No worries.
So what are we chatting about today?
Yeah, so this one, there's more and more talk about it and education around it, but how our relationship with money is impacted by how we act,
yes.
Emotionally and, I suppose in just our normal actions that we take. So really leaning into that, I guess, emotional side of it.
Right. And for some people, money can be absolute stress.
It can,
Yep.
yeah. That's the cost of not getting it right.
Okay.
Is that stress.
Right.
Yeah.
And what we're keen to do today is probably go through some of these emotional things and decisions that we make that either make money not a stressful thing or a completely stressful thing, where we've seen as financial advisors, regardless of people's income, quite often they put their head in the sand and they ignore the issues that they've got and they don't do anything about it.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So as a starting point for, let's say we're meeting with someone that has just struggled with money, it is a stress for them. Where do you see the biggest elements of stress come from?
It'll be not feeling in control, really, I suppose, and it
Yep.
can be a friction point if you don't have it right, and if you're under any type of stress, it's going to impact your day-to-day life. It'll bleed into your relationship. There's just, so many layers where money can, create and have really negative impact in lives.
Right. And where does that start from? Is that from lack of money? If people are earning a reasonable wage, and as I said, we've seen people with $500,000 incomes struggle from a cash flow point of view for many different reasons. Is it the amount of money you earn? Is that predetermined whether they're going to be stressed about money or not?
No, not at all. I've seen people with a lesser amount of income be happier and less stressed.
Yes.
More income can sometimes come with more responsibility, and then if it's not managed or you're not cautious with what you've got, even if you've got that higher income, you'll end up with financial stress.
Yep. And I remember a interesting point from my doctor that he said the happiest people that he would see in his office are often the full age pensioners, where they might have a home and a car and nothing else but a full age pension. He said they were exceedingly happy people.
Yeah, quite content and
Yeah. And obviously they've had to learn to live within whatever's coming in, and that's it. There is no more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So obviously these behaviours around how we deal with money can be substantially impacted now because the access to stuff.
Yeah, information overload.
Information, stuff, products, shopping. We've no doubt I have bought stuff impulsively off Instagram where I've seen something said that is cool, and for whatever reason I thought I needed one.
We're all guilty of that. We all definitely can fall into that trap.
Yeah. So what does, I suppose, financial well-being and being in control, what does that look like for you, Rach? What are the key things that people would need to do to be in control?
I guess, knowing where your money is going, knowing how much is coming in and spending less, as they say, than what that is. And automating things as well for me really works.
Yes.
Because then I'm not worrying about a bill coming in. I've sort of, worked it out in my head and what needs to go where. So I'm not constantly thinking about money because I know it's taken care of within that space. But also, having that balance between what I value and enjoy, and staying in my lane with what else is happening in the world.
Right. So can you break down when you say, thinking about your expenses, there's key living things. We need shelter, which is our rent or our home loans. There is utilities, there is insurance, registration, all these things. So how do you go about saying, I've got these obligations, how are you physically doing that from if you get paid on a weekly or fortnightly basis, what are the physical things you were doing?
Yeah, so what I used to do, and I don't do it so strict now, but what I used to do is I'd calculate every expense annually.
Yep.
I'd divide it by weekly or whatever my pay cycle was, and then I'd put it into a separate bills account, or mortgage repayments, whatever needed to be met first.
Yes.
Because above those essentials, it's a want, not a need.
Yes.
So in my mind, I went, well, I have to take care of that stuff. It's a non-negotiable. Then I can look at what other things that I want, I guess, as well.
Right, but it means you're not going to be surprised by the electricity bill that turns up.
I don't shudder. No, that's right.
Yeah.
Because I know in my mind and in the background it's been taken care of.
Right.
That commitment there.
Yep, and that I suppose what we've termed it as bill shock, when something just turns up and you go, great, where do I find $800?
Yeah.
You've worked out what your electricity is over the year, approximately.
Yeah.
Divided that by your pay cycle, which in our office is paid weekly, so 52 times, and that amount of money goes over into the bills account.
Yeah. I also have a holiday account, things like that. So it's not all doom and gloom, but obviously we're making sure that those essentials are taken care of.
Yes.
And that's where people can get stuck too. That bill shock, they then just bury their head in the sand, and it can quite quickly escalate and get out of control.
Right.
Because they just don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, and this is where stress kicks in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's an unease feeling of a little bit like when you know you've got homework to do and it's hovering above your head and you don't want to do it and you're avoiding it.
It's that grey cloud that catches up with it. So
So I think that's as a starting point. We're talking about sort of, I suppose, a bucketing strategy or an envelope strategy where you are putting in different amounts of money out of your pay each week based on your essentials, the bills, so you don't get bill shock, an element of fun.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
That's important.
It's got to be a balance.
It does, yeah.
So looking after your your present self, and also superannuation, future self, investing, whether that's super or non-super, that's probably not the point, but you are taking care of these things and there is some type of plan.
Yeah, that's right. And it's automated, as I said, so I don't think about it on a daily basis.
Right, so everything is automated, direct debits flying wherever they need to go.
Yeah, that's,
Fantastic. Very good. So obviously we're all chasing, obviously, I suppose, overall well-being as individuals.
Yes.
We're talking about financial well-being. Obviously there'll be other podcasts that handle the physical and emotional side of things, but from a financial point of view, what does financial well-being mean to you?
To me, it means having that balance right. As we spoke about, there's no good saving for a rainy day all the time.
Yeah.
You've got to have the balance right, just not having to stress about it, feeling in control. Money's being a tool; it's not dictating your every move. It's being fluid and exactly not having to worry about it.
Right.
Which is not an easy task. You've got to do the work to get there.
Yep. So financial well-being sort of around, obviously, it's not about more and more. It's just having enough to get the balance right.
Yeah, that's right. And that is, we're all guilty of this too, is you get to a certain point and then the goalposts move and then there's something else that can pop up. So I guess it's staying disciplined as well as, not leaning too far into that, expectation of...
Yep. So from a savings point of view, I think we need to talk about savings because I think that's rule number one from our investment mentor, Peter Thornhill, that you need to spend less than you earn.
Yes,
So what's your thoughts on saving and how have you done that yourself in the past? Has that been automated as well?
It has, and it's been a non-negotiable for me, like a bill. So... for example, I still do it. It's a bit embarrassing. I've had this set up since I was in my early 20s. I put $10 a week into a Christmas club account.
Yep.
And that's just something that's happened. So then at Christmas time, it's like $500 that I've got sitting there to spend on myself or presents.
Yes.
But that, for me, even when I was watching Money to the Cent, for me, that saving was a non-negotiable.
Yes.
After, of course, I had that emergency fund. So emergency fund was always first, of course, but
Yes.
then, continuing that saving,
Yep.
even when things were tight.
Yep, fantastic. So it was just locked in.
Yeah.
You treat it the same as the bills, and it was automated.
And small as well. Like, it doesn't have to be a significant amount. It, adds up over time. So
Yep. And obviously, once you've got your Christmas club account set up, and obviously, probably more recent years, obviously we all focus on paying down our home loans.
yeah,
That's when obviously attention, due to obviously higher incomes, perhaps where attention can turn towards salary sacrifice.
yes,
That can be part of that planning as well.
yeah. Again,
Yep.
even just a small amount into your superannuation. You've got time on your side for it to add up.
I had a really good chat with a young couple probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and in their we get our clients do a pre-questionnaire, so we get a bit of an idea of what they're thinking and what their goals and objectives are. And they were saying how they were saving $23 per day.
23. That's very
Pretty random.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, where did the $23? Where did that number come from?" And the guy said, "I said, for health reasons and money reasons, I stopped buying a chocolate bar in the afternoon, which was $3, and added that to the $20 that they were saving per day."
There you go. And that $3 again over time.
It
all adds up.
Yeah, that's right. So I think this is the thing that does make a difference, and this is where I think everyone's got I'm sure everyone has the ability to be wealthy, and in turn we need to qualify what wealthy is, and I think we're partly already there, that you've got enough to be content, you've got enough to do the things you value and you enjoy with the people that you want to do those with. It doesn't we're not, financial wealth doesn't, we're not talking about millions, we're just talking about enough to be content.
That's right, and that contentment looks different for everybody. As we spoke about, people on an age pension can be happier than those with millions of dollars in their account. So you've really got to get the basic emotions right within yourself to work out what that contentment is, and if it's realistic or you're chasing something that's impossible. So
wealth. If you're a competitive person, becoming wealthier than someone else, that's a never-ending battle. The goalposts will always be pushed out.
Yeah.
So essentially, this is where saving regularly and boringly, like $23 per day, which I think worked out at $160 something per week.
Yeah.
This is pretty meaningful stuff.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
And you can create wealth by doing these small things regularly over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And then obviously investing is another, obviously a whole discussion which we cover off constantly here.
Yeah.
What other issues, obviously, to help with our relationship with money, Rach? What do you think?
Gosh, our biggest one, I guess, is the comparison that we have in life with others. Things that we could have potentially not even worried about or thought about before, then we see someone else with it. And then, we get on that vicious cycle. So that's one of the things that I think all of us, including myself, I'm not immune from it. You see something, think, like you mentioned, oh, that'd be good. Or, someone's upgrading the car, or they've put a pool in, and it's like, and then, you've got to recheck yourself to say, is this what I can afford?
Yes.
Is this actually what I want and value? Or am I just trying to lean into someone else's life?
Okay.
So,
And obviously, where do those influences where have they come from you? And I didn't mean this to be an interview of Rachel, but interested to know where those influences, or where you feel as though, oh geez, that would be cool.
Well, social media used to be a big one. Because I'd see, I guess, friends going on holidays and stuff like that, and at the time I potentially couldn't afford it, or I don't know what it was, or they'd be showing all the flashy things. And when I say friends, I use that term loosely.
Yes.
Because they're not my closest friends, but people you know. So I actually cut back on social media for that reason, because I just wanted to look in and not be looking at what everyone else was doing. And then, of course, all your algorithms and ads pop up, and before I know it, I've purchase something, like you said, that I don't need or
Yes.
never knew I needed, at least.
Is that like a puck sucker, is it, for our Breville coffee machine?
Oh, we needed that.
Yes. Just to explain that Breville came up with a device we didn't know we needed to... so instead of hitting the coffee grounds out of the handle and splattering everywhere, there was a solution. And thank you, Breville. And
Yes.
Breville is a business that we've been buying here for probably well over a decade. And it's an amazing Australian business. So a bit of a plug for Breville and coffee machines. It is an Australian listed business. Check
Yeah.
that one out.
Yeah, it is good, and it saves coffee splattering all over my white shirts, so I highly recommend. In my immediate friend circle, I guess, there's been times where you see things and you get ideas. They might be buying a property or, with some land, and you think, oh, that might be nice, whereas I know that I don't want land to look after, but I still entertain these ideas. So, making sure that I keep myself in check.
Yeah, and I've in the last couple of weeks, I've been thinking about what I've always called a capital allocation mistake. Things that I could do that would dramatically affect my ability to do other things, or put me in debt, or mean I miss out on other opportunities.
The trade-offs.
Yeah, that's right, and I know that I've never been a caravan person, and probably never will be a caravan person, but holiday homes, I've never looked or wanted to have a holiday home because I just know that it would restrict me to
one location,
one spot, cleaning gutters, cleaning windows, and effort. Now, obviously, lots of holiday homes have, in holiday areas of those homes have probably done exceedingly well in terms of growth. But it depends, obviously, what I've done with that money that would have gone there and how that's gone. And obviously, the one business that I definitely have not ignored is Apple and Microsoft, both those businesses. So me going down that path, would have increased debt levels, where it may have made me nervous, and also put me locked me into a place where I've got to go and mow the lawns and do the gutters and all that stuff where I want more flexibility.
And then the flip side to that, though, which I've got clients that have had a holiday home since their kids were little.
Yes.
And they love it because they love and value the memories. They do use it, which is awesome. But so there is that, I guess, different values and what's important to some people. Like, it's not causing them any financial harm.
Yes.
They're quite content with their, income and things like that at the moment. But to them, it's a non-negotiable because that's where the memories are for the last 20 years with the kids growing up and where they all gravitate to.
Yeah.
So,
because, as I said, and no judgment on decisions that people make. Everyone's different, and that's probably one thing I've noticed in social media, that if they've done X, they sort of say, why isn't everyone doing exactly what I did to sort of justify their own decisions?
Yeah.
That people make different decisions, and I'm absolutely respectful of that.
Yeah.
Because in a way that I do go back to those, similar holiday spots. For me, one of those spots is Palm Cove, which I love.
Yes. Yeah.
And I've been going there over the last 30 years, and it's been amazing. But I just happen to rent the property.
You don't want to own it. Yeah,
that's right. I just don't
exactly
own it.
Right.
And I think the other decisions that we've made is, and this is a business decision, we've never decided that we have to own the property we run our business from.
Yeah, exactly right. We're deploying it, in other ways.
Yeah, it gives us the ability to use that capital and do other things. Very good. What else you got, Rach, in terms of the list that we're looking at? Is debt worth the discussion?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, debt. But there's a good quote that's saying, debt is a piece of your future owned by others, which I think that's pretty powerful. So, the more you put into debt, the more you're committing to less financial independence at that time and in the future. So that was an interesting one.
And obviously the flip side of that one is savings is a piece of your future that you actually own.
Yeah, you're in control of that. It's, no one can take that, I suppose, from you as such. But that independence is a really key point, I think, to financial wellbeing as well, is having that control. So the more we put into debt, the more we're committing to the banks and not putting funds elsewhere to
Yep.
invest for our future.
So everyone, and over time has got debt, have a home loan.
Yeah.
Obviously, to be in control of that loan, and so we're not talking about investment properties here.
No.
We're talking about your home. What should we be doing to be in control of that? Because that's going to help reduce financial stress as well.
That's right.
Yep.
So again, life's about trade-offs, and I mentioned about, moving out of town a bit for me to have land. Well, that means that I have to take on more debt, whereas my value is I don't want debt, so like for my mortgage.
Yep.
So even though, yes, I can play into that idea of, veggie patch and all that kind of stuff out of town, it will cause me, I'd have to sacrifice my life now and the things that I enjoy, such as
Yep.
going on holidays with my family for what? I guess
Yep.
it's,
For more mowing and bigger area and more commitments.
Which would be nice.
Yes, all lovely and more debt.
But I'm looking in the position that I don't want to take on more debt, and that would be one of the trade-offs that.
Cool.
So if I can be content in my home, my comfortable home, for however long,
Yep.
and not get tempted, then for me, I feel like I'll be more
Fantastic.
financially
Very
sound.
good. And for those that that are in that space, Rach, where they've got their home, they're content, it's home, and they're happy and they're content there, to have a real impact on your home loan and to be in control of that loan and that debt, I would recommend people head off to the Smart Money website. There is a mortgage calculator in there. You can put in exactly what you owe now, what the interest is, what you're paying per week, per month, per whatever, and you can then go and manipulate the numbers and be in control. Because at the moment, 90% of people's home loans are being dictated, as in what they pay and what their term is being dictated by the people that want you in debt for the longest, which is the banks. So this is all about that control, that contentment, and less stress. That if you go to the Money Smart website, go and do some calculations. And what does an extra $50 per week do? An extra $100 per fortnight do? And I can tell you now that the numbers will be so motivating for people.
I love checking my loan monthly and seeing how much interest I'm not paying. It only goes down by small increments, but I'm like, that's less money for the bank and more money for me. So that motivates me, because I'm like, yes.
Brilliant.
Going to beat them. No, not quite, but
you will beat them, and and what Rachel's referring to there, as more principal is paid off, that the amount of interest compared to principal paid off, the interest is reducing over time as the amount of money owed is reducing, but the repayments stay the same. And if you're putting extra in, it's
really motivating,
having a huge impact. So I think that's a key issue, particularly here in Australia, where our residential property, unfortunately, is just so overvalued. It means the debt levels are so high.
Yeah, and even going for a modest home now, you're still taking on significant debt, which,
very good.
Hard.
All right. What other things can people do, I suppose, from a financial literacy? Where can they learn more? How can they get on top of this stuff so they have financial well-being and they are less stressed and they are more content?
Yeah, I think starting at the basics even, so the Money Smart website, which you mentioned, is fantastic. It's got, even if you think you've got things sorted, jump on there. There's some great tips and calculators in regards to, mapping out expenses. It might be worth once a year that you really look into it to know where your money's going, because things creep up and get awareness. So trusting, I guess, finding out who you trust for information, whether it's on social media or just doing your own research, reading books, things like that. It doesn't have to be complex information either. I think there's so much jargon out there that it's easy just to get overwhelmed and think that you have to know it all, or, we don't know it all and we never will. So, really just, I guess, starting at the basics and building on that.
Yep. And the basics really start at your income and your expenses.
That's what you need to know first before anything.
Because once you've got that you go to the Excel spreadsheet or online calculator, work that out, what your broad expenses are, split them up, automate them.
Yeah.
Then your holiday account, your Christmas account, your
Yeah.
savings, putting a bit extra into super or investments, the $23 per day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, start there, and then it's a matter of, from a savings point of view, where to invest, and that can be obviously a different discussion.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of books when it comes to investing. One book is Peter Thornhill's Motivated Money. He's our investment mentor. We'd highly recommend people read that, or go on to YouTube and type in Motivated Money or Peter Thornhill. That is the best story that's out there that makes common sense.
Yeah.
And I think really breaking down the psychology of money, how it makes us feel, is Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money.
Yeah, yeah.
A brilliant book.
Yeah, and helping us, I suppose, self-reflect and be aware of where our behaviours or actions might be holding us back. So,
Yep.
yeah, again, that's a good spot to start, because we can find out what you value, because you can put the best plan in place, but if you don't feel like it's adding value to your life or in line with what you want, it's not going to stick. And
Yep.
again, you'll find mindless spending and, things like that kicking in. So,
Yep. Fantastic. Any other topics you want to cover off, Rach?
I think
All
we've
good?
done a bit for today.
Fantastic. Where can people find you if they're after a bit more information and education that you've got to share, Rach?
Yeah, so Rachel Tubman on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I think I'm on there.
Yep.
And then, on these as well. So on YouTube and things like that. So pretty much everywhere.
Yep, fantastic.
What about you?
TikTok, Instagram, not sure where else, to be honest. But YouTube. YouTube has been obviously a labour of love for us for many years. There is over 850 videos there. Some will be a tad outdated because we've been doing it since 2012. If anyone's got any topics you'd love us to cover, we are always up for the challenge. It makes us better advisors as we research and delve deeper.
That's right.
Thank you, Rach, and thank you everyone
That's
for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we will catch you next time round. Cheers.
Thank you.